This is Weekend Edition from NPR News. I'm Leanne Hansen. Gucci, Armani, and Cartier are fashion brands synonymous with luxury and high-end living, and they're not immune to today's new economic realities. As consumers pinch pennies and hold back on spending, designer brands are looking for ways to keep themselves relevant. Some are even rebelling against tried and true ways of doing business. Christina Binkley knows what's going on in the world of retail fashion. She's a fashion reporter for the Wall Street Journal and is in the studio at NPR West to tell us more. Welcome to the program, Christina.
Great to be here.
So overall, how is the recession affecting those high fashion designers?
Vastly. It's making them more honest, as a matter of fact. Consumers have reacted so strongly and so quickly to the financial crisis. I think it took about a week for people to pull in the reins and stop spending.
Well, give us some examples of what designers are doing to reach out to customers.
It starts with the way the designers reach out to the retail stores, of course, because it's a chain before a product gets into the hands of consumers. That became a problem last fall. Some stores went on deep sales much earlier than is traditional in the industry, and this forced other stores to follow them. And suddenly, products were on sale at 50 or 70 or 75% off. And the brands didn't expect this, and some of the brands had their own stores. There's a luxury brand called Loro Piana. They sell at Saks Fifth Avenue, and a few blocks away they have their own store. Saks was priced 80% lower than the same products in the Loro Piana store. So immediately the store was seeing customers coming in saying that they wanted to negotiate on prices.
Are the high-end department stores having problems moving designer clothing?
It's a terrible time for them, which makes it a great time for consumers. And I think you right now could go to the department store near you and find some great sales, and that's a sign of trouble. I was at a sample sale. They call it sample sales, or what designers call sales of clothes that they haven't managed to sell to retailers during the year. The backyard of this designer was full of racks of clothes, some of them with the tags on from Nordstrom's. She was selling these $200 T-shirts for about $12, by the way. Now, what had happened is Nordstrom's had purchased these clothes from her. They may have been sold to customers and returned to Nordstrom's, or Nordstrom's may not have sold them at all, but Nordstrom's returned them to her because she's a small designer. She doesn't have the clout to turn them back. So Nordstrom's gets its money back.
So the smaller labels are having more problems than, say, that of like Gucci and Louis Vuitton, who appear to still have selling power.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton, it's interesting you mentioned them because they're in a very different situation. They actually do control all their retail outlets. If you buy Louis Vuitton in a department store, you're actually buying it directly from Louis Vuitton. The person who's standing behind the counter at the department store is an employee of Louis Vuitton. And this strategy has worked out very well for them in the past year. They have not had a revenue decline. They did not get hit by all the sales that happened last year.
Do you think, given what has happened, that high-end fashion designers are going to change the way they do business forever?
I think certain things are going to change. The ones that have been affected now and survive, one thing, they're never going to lose those scars. They're going to remember that this was a really difficult year. They're going to feel lucky to have survived it all. And I think it truly has made them more aware of the end consumer, the person that's wearing their clothes, as opposed to the fashion magazine that's showing pictures of their clothes in the magazine.
Christina Binkley covers fashion for the Wall Street Journal, and she joined us from our studios at NPR West. Thank you very much, Christina.
It's a pleasure.